Welcome to my guide on how to do herb runs efficiently by using all the teleports that we do have access to. But first off, you will want to actually go to the Grand Exchange and buy a mystical sand seed. Costs a whopping 20,000 coins. And then it has unlimited uses to the Garden of Alcriad. You want to actually trade. Well, right-click this NPC for the daily herb. This is so you get extra points, which in my case, it's Snapdragon. The seed changes daily, so if you're going for points, which the shop is right next to it, you'll be able to gain access to planting additional seeds in the same patch. So instead of planting 1, you'll be able to plant additional 1, 4, 7, or even 10. But keep in mind, if you do have a batch bomb, using 10 seeds is a huge no-no. You'll actually want to put 7 seeds. The reason why is because the batch bomb has a limit of 75 herbs that it is able to harvest at once. If you have 10 seeds, there is sometimes you're able to get a proc of 96. And then if you use the batch bombs, you would have just reduced that to 75. So if you are using batch bombs, I highly suggest you to swap it to 7 seeds. The next upgrade you will kind of want to get after buying all the seeds will be the speedy growth. That way, instead of an hour and 30 minutes for the herb runs, you'll be doing them every hour. And then it's best to do this probably at like the 10-minute mark, because if you're doing a cache, the Woody event that starts every hour on the dot. So just to make it easier, just do it 10 minutes and then just remember forever. Now, for the items needed, first off, the Juju farming potion has a 33% chance to harvest double herbs. The Master Farmer outfit, I know it shows 7%, but it's actually 10% chance to harvest additional herbs. And then the Farming 99 cape has a 5% chance to instantly harvest everything. So it's like a batch bomb, but it's not guaranteed. Now, if you have the 120 farming cape, while you are planting seeds, it will automatically be as if you use super compost on them, increasing the yield additional. And lastly, if you do have the green fingers aura, from the basic it goes to 3%. If you have the legendary, it goes to 15%. This pretty much means your crops are immune to disease, and you have a increased like 15% yield increased when it does proc. Now, as for the teleports, you'll actually want to do a Live It farm, not for the Falador, although that you can probably get in about 2 hours, which it only requires 35,000 points and 72 magic. But the one you will actually want to aim for is the Trollheim teleport, which costs 370,000 points. And don't worry, the points are, you unlock them as you go. It's not, you need 35k points for Falador and then 370k for Trollheim. It's just the total amount that you do have. And for the items, you will need an Ectophile, Explorer's Ring, unless you're using the teleport, a tuned teleport seed for Prif, the mystical sand seed for the desert, the wilderness sword for the wildy, 99 magic cape. I only put this up here because if you do have a farming preset, let's say you PVM, and since this guide relies on you using the lunar spellbook, if you go straight to bossing, you're on lunars, you cannot do that. So I always just keep the cape on so that you can swap it to standard or ancient or whatever the case. Now for the teleports, you need astral, law, water, or air runes, and then the elemental battle staff that will remove the need of getting water or air runes. And lastly, the batch bomb, which, as I did say earlier, only plant 7 seeds, and these batch bombs are from the Cabbage Face Punch Bonanza. However, I cannot make a guide on that because every time I go in the instance, my whole client just closes, so I can't make a guide on that right now. But it pretty much instantly harvests this current plot that you are collecting from. This means since there's 8 herb runs, you could probably do a whole herb run in under a minute. So it's extremely good, although it does cost 30 score from the Cabbage Face Punch. And now, let's go to the bank so we know what the bank preset looks like. And then right here, pretty much the farming outfit, the luck of the dwarf and the grace, just for the saving procs, a rune pouch with the runes, your farming cape, the outfit, the battle staff, and then pretty much the best possible seeds that you are going for either if you're an Iron Man or the daily one. You'll just have to change that daily. So bring maybe about 1,000 seeds in case you log out during the herb run, and then when you log back in, you could do it right away without even going away. And I like to bring 3 doses of Juju farming because just in case the farming cape does not proc from the 5% chance, it takes more than 6 minutes for you to actually do a full herb run if unlucky. And then everything else is pretty much standard. Now we load the preset, and again, just activate the magic cape, and then just go to lunars. And I actually have a action bar set for that. But the very first one I always go to will be the ecto file. So we use that and we will be running west. Of course, you could use the free 3 daily teleports to this one. It's just, this is always my first patch to run to because it involves a little bit of running and I like to save some time. So we'll drink the Juju, activate the aura, and we'll now gather from the plot. Remember, there is a 5% chance you will instantly harvest from it. I have noticed people do use a sign up porter here, which I would not suggest because you could just simply use the herbs on the tool leprechaun. And the reason why I'm getting clean herbs is because of my elite farming outfit. If you do not have that, it will be grimy, but in either case, you can still note it. Right click the herb patch and you can configure, and this is how many seeds that you're able to plant. So again, if you're using batch bombs, you can hit option 4 for the 7 seeds. Now if you're going for score, always plant 10 seeds. Now that we're done with that, I like to go to Falador, which again, I do have all my teleport, so it's just optional if you want to. It just depends if you want to have one more extra inventory spot. And just so this guide is not like 15-20 minutes after this patch, I will kind of rush through the other teleport spots just so it's not longer than what it actually has to be. So let's say I gather from here. Now we go to Priftinius. Change your camera angle and then harvest from here. And okay, there we go. My herb's loaded. So we'll pick from it. If you're using 10 seeds, you will be getting 450 Crux Equa favor per patch. And since there's 8 patches, you should expect to get 3,600 score every hour if you are doing this hourly. And then of course, if you're using 7 seeds, you will only get 315 favor. Now that we did this, I like to go to the mystical sand seed teleport. Collect these herbs. Once this is done, I like to go to Cat Thereby, which again, it's totally up to you which route you do take. So run north, no, and we'll be going to this one right now. And then finally it procced. Now we'll just go to the Trollheim teleport. This one I have not seen a lot of players do, but it's because you pretty much have to do limited farm for this to even be remotely good for your time, because running here takes over a minute. And luckily my cape is proccing. Next up we go to the Ardoin farm. And I know I did miss pretty much 2 patches, but it's just I don't want this guy to be extra long for what it has to be. I'll note this and then move on to the final area, which will be the wilderness. Right click, or you could just wield your wildy sword. Hit option 1 for teleports, then option 1 for the herb patch. Confirm, and you will not get PK'd if you are opt out of PvP. And now, here is the final farm patch. You have 2 choices after this, which I like to do in the morning before work, and then right before I go to bed. Since we're in the wilderness, you pretty much don't want to run too far out, but let's say you're not going to bed and stuff or work right now. What you can do is immediately go south, surge, bladed dive, and then once you're level 30 in the wildy, you will need to wear the wilderness sword. Right click it, teleport to Edgeville, and then now that we're Edgeville, load your bank, change your spell book, and then you're off to PVM or whatever you're doing. With that, thank you all so much for watching this complete herb run guide. I know it was rather long, but there is a lot of information, and it does help to have all the teleports. With that, thank you all so much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, as it really does help.